my client got approved for 26K at 0% interest for 12 months with MMT Bank. And today it's time for you to find out how to do the same. Now, they do have a wide range of products, but if you do not know how to get funding from M&T Bank and you don't know these data points that we only know by doing this firsthand, you're likely to either receive a lower limit or receive a straight out denial because M&T don't play. So do not apply for funding with M&T Bank unless you watch this video first. And I don't normally do this because I don't base what type of content I put out by what other creators have done. But I did a quick search on YouTube and there's not that many non-AI MNT videos that are up to date. So I decided to go ahead and let you guys know exactly how this works. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and do it. Hold on. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already, so I can continue to put out this business funding information for you guys so you know exactly what to do to get this funding so you can either start, grow, or scale your company. So let's get it. Now, MMT Bank, things to note, they are a top tier bank in the United States with reported assets exceeding $208 billion. Over 13, it says 12, but 13 different states. And they're mainly on the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. If you see this map here, don't get fooled. Like Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, California, Arizona, these states have a mortgage office of MMT. But if you're looking for business funding approvals, the only banks that you can go to are listed here on the screen: Connecticut, Delaware, DC, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Virginia, and West Virginia. If you did not hear your state, you will not get approved for business funding with M&T Bank. No, I'm not saying without a foreign entity filing. I'm saying you won't be able to get access to it at all. Every time I say this, I have a lot of people that I get kickback from, but it's fine. I'm just waiting on the proof. Just go ahead. If you say you're here in Alabama or you're in Florida or something like that, go ahead, apply and get approved, and then show me the proof, and then I'll change it. Until then, it's not possible. Okay. I actually talked to business relationship managers. I've actually tested and tried these things, and it just don't work. So let's cut it out with that. And I know if you watch some of my other videos, and you know, I kind of go hard about this, but whatever. Just let you know, these are the states that you want to be in, especially your business. Maybe you can get away if your home address has changed, right? So you start out in one of these states, you've recently moved, but your business is still located in one of these 13 states. Hey, M&T will probably let you off the hook. But if you're saying like you are completely remote, you just try to do a foreign entity filing, I'm just saying it's not looking good for you. Okay. Now, I want to start out by telling you some of the data points that you really need to understand about M&T Bank. Number one, they will give out higher approvals. 26K is an amazing approval for any bank, really, but especially if you don't have, say, a ton of cash coming through that business checking account and your relationship with them is not just, 5 years or something. But you have to do things right when it comes to them, or I'm telling you, you're going to get a denial or you're going to get a low limit. Number two, this is one of the rare occasions where this bank is going to look at your business's credit score, which is called the SBSS business credit score. And I've done a video breaking that all the way down the different ranges and how to increase the score, how to check your SBSS score. All of that will be in the description below in the video that I've already produced. It's important to know that you do have to have a certain business credit score, which we'll talk about here shortly. The next thing to note is that with M&T Bank, you cannot apply online. I've also done a video talking about how most of the online applications I'm starting to see kind of go away where they were there before. I talked with a business relationship manager from M&T Bank, and they assured me that you used to have the option to apply for a business credit card online, but it's no longer there. So you will have to either A, go in branch to apply for a business checking account and then a business credit card with them, or a line of credit if you're looking for that, or two, you're going to have to be linked up with a business relationship manager. If not, the option just is not available online. You could try, but I've tried, it's just not there. Three, just like every bank, M&T Bank really cares a lot about the relationship. So I would not apply for the business checking account and then apply for the business credit card in the same day. You can, but your odds are going to be a lot higher for applying for the business credit card or the business line of credit or business loan after you've already established a relationship with M&T Bank. Now, let's talk about some of the requirements on the personal credit side. So, of course, you have to have your personal credit profile on point if you decide to apply for business funding with M&T Bank. Credit score 700 plus. They really don't play about this, so you definitely want to have that 700 plus score. Utilization under 30%. However, we've seen a denial at a 15% utilization, so I would suggest to have your utilization as low as possible. You do want to have at least one revolving account at a 10K or higher limit. Increase under 3 in 90 days, and they typically pull from Experian, but of course that always can change and be subject to your geographical region. If you want the best odds for approval, then you don't want to have any negative items at all. And as already stated, you're going to want to have a business checking account before applying with funding for them, because again, you can't apply online even if you wanted to, right? So you're going to have to go in there, and if you're trying to apply just raw, no business checking account, it's probably not going to fare too well for you. Now, speaking of business checking accounts, what business checking account to apply for? I would go for the business essential checking. Why is that? Because with the business essential checking, you do have to maintain a $2,000 daily balance to avoid the $15 monthly fee. However, it's only $100 to open, and this is the lowest out of all of the business checking accounts that they have. So instead of going with the other, like the simple business checking, it's funny, the business essential checking is actually a lower entry point than the simple business checking. Normally, simple is like the lowest tier. But either way, with the business essential, is going to give you the lowest entry point. Now, if you want to establish a higher relationship with M&T Bank and you really want to go there, hey, it's fine. You can go ahead and get access to this one, or open, excuse me, you can open the simple business checking, but I would just go with the essential because with the simple business checking, you're going to have a $2,500 daily balance or 5 transactions a month to avoid the monthly fee of $10. Okay. And both are really not that bad. Either one is fine. I would just go with the essential and then have the $2,000 in there to avoid the $15 monthly fee. And they do have the business interest checking, but if you're watching this video, you're probably not that interested in this business checking account, but you could, right? It really depends if you're trying to kind of go, and take things to another level with M&T Bank. But if you're looking for funding and establish a relationship with a bank that you'll be able to get funding for and grow with, you probably just go with one of the first two accounts. They do have the Biz Flex checking too as well. So this is going to be for you guys that have the 10K plus in your business checking accounts. So yeah, that's for you if you already have, either you're looking to really grow with M&T Bank or you're already established with them, then you can upgrade to big Biz Flex checking, business checking account. Now let's talk about the business credit card. So the one that my client got approved for 26K is going to be just the business credit card. It's just literally called the MMT business credit card. It does offer 12 months at 0% interest on balances. And guess what, you guys? Finally, on balance transfers too as well. So this makes this a great bank to go to if you're looking to take a revolving balance from another business credit card and revolve it over to this business credit card at 0% interest, because most banks does not have this option available. So I did want to let you guys know that it is available for this business credit card. So this is the card that you really want to start with, or you can start with the other. It depends on your strategy. If you're looking to revolve, or you're looking to take some of your revolving debt from another card to this one, you could save this one for the second card that you apply for. But typically you want to go for this card first. But they also have the business rewards credit card, which allows you to get access to 1.5% cash back plus a $250 cash back bonus. So I really like this card too as well, but it doesn't have the 12 months of 0% interest. It's going to be not 9%, 9 months of 0% interest. And the 0% is only on purchases. Now, in order to get access to the $250 cash bonus, is really by 25K bonus rewards points. So it's not direct cash per se. But to make this simple, if you spend $2,500 in purchases within the first 90 days of opening this business credit card, you'll have access to essentially either 25K in rewards points or $250 in cash, which I'm always going to be a fan of these types of bonuses because $2,500 in 90 months, I don't know about you guys. Depends on where you are in business, but that's nothing. I can do that one day, no problem. So getting access to $250 just for regular business spend is going to be, it's a great benefit. It's going to help you out a lot, right? By the way, MNT does have a commercial card, but this commercial card, as you see, ideal for companies spending over 300K annually. So obviously, if you're not spending 300K annually, which is going to be a minimum of 25K a month, and this is not 25K that you just spend and you let sit there. They're mainly talking about 25K that you'll be able to spend and actually pay back. So if you're not spending 300K plus a year, then this card is probably not for you. But this is how, guys, this is how you get access to business funding without a personal guarantee. See, a lot of times when people talk about no PG cards, this is a no PG card right here with MMT, but you got to be at a certain level in business to get access to it, right? You're not just going to start out a brand new business and you haven't proven yourself yet. You're not generating any revenue and then get a no PG business credit card just by doing net 30 accounts and things like that. At least a no PG business credit card that's going to have a high limit, right? That's going to have a 0% interest period, or it's going to give you 25 or 50K or something like that. Yeah, you have like the Sam's Club card. I know about it, right? But for the most part, that's just not going to be the case. Now you have the business lines of credit. What you guys normally want to know about this is, can you get access to the business line of credit with no PG, or not no PG, but can you get access to the business credit card with no docs? And the answer is yes, but you do have to have a relationship with MMT. You're not going to just come fresh out of a relationship with someone else. What are we talking about here? We still talking about banks? You're not going to come off a relationship with another bank. You have your main bank there and you spend all your money there and just get started with MMT and then get access to this with no docs. So just keep that in mind. But the lowest limit is 5K and it goes all the way up to 950K. So it has the potential to go up there, but you will have to provide docs, 2 years of tax returns, a lot of times 3 years of tax returns, business bank statements, and sometimes even other documents in order to substantiate it and to get access to funding with MMT Bank. But guys, if you are willing to start with MMT Bank, if you want to build that relationship with them, you can get access to this line of credit that goes up to that crazy 950K if you have that type of relationship with them. Let me tell you something here. When you see a limit starting at 5K, that lets you know that they're not looking for someone that is making $1 million in business just to extend out this line of credit, right? So again, at 10% is normally where you would start to see banks approve you up to when it comes to lines of credit. So that's only 50K for this. So if you're making 50K a year in your business, that's not even six figures yet, you could potentially qualify for this. So don't get discouraged as well. I mean, you know, and 10K is 100K. A lot of you guys are doing 100K in your business. That's only $8,333 per month. So just keep that in mind. But again, it is going to be a personal guarantee. So your personal credit has to meet the criteria that we talked about earlier. And you're going to want to actually be generating revenue in your business and can prove it using bank statements and or a tax return if they ask for it. Now, for the big ballers out there, you do have this flex line of credit. I go over these because I have a wide range of business owners that watch this page. Some business owners I talk to, they're doing over $1 million in revenue. I've even had clients, not just people that watch this page, but clients that sign on with me that was making over $1 million a month. Okay, so for some of you guys, it's like, why are we talking about this? But for some of you guys, this actually applies, right? So if you're looking for a larger line of 950K plus, you do have the flex line of credit here too as well that you have access to with MMT Bank. And typically, this is going to be, again, for the business owners that is doing several seven figures, not even a month per se, but annually you're doing over seven figures. In this one, you will have to work with a business relationship manager. You will not be able to just apply for this online, okay? Now, MMT also offers unsecured business loans up to 500K. That lets you know they have some assets. Normally, business loans don't even go up this high. They have equipment and vehicle loans, and they also have commercial and real estate loans that go up to $5 million. And as most banks do, they also have access to the SBA programs, the 7(a) and the 504, and the Express SBA backed loans, which aren't as hard to get access to. But they normally do require 2 years of financial statements and 2 years in business. Now, it's also going to be the standard 2 years of business for most of their business loans and also for their business lines of credit. So if you're not at least 2 years in business, don't think about it. However, based on your relationship, you may be able to bypass that. And we're not talking of 2 years in revenue a lot of times with the relationship. So if you add, say you're 3 years as a force, an established LLC, but you only been making money for 1 year. If you have that relationship with MMT, they will more than likely be able to just go by the revenue that you've generated in the last year. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, we said we would talk about the SBSS business credit score. Just know that MMT Bank requires at least a 235 SBSS business credit score to be approved, even for their business credit card. So I do have a guide that I've given out for free on the SBSS, basically just breaking down the score range. And as we see here, your personal credit is a huge factor when it comes to the SBSS business credit score. You also have your Paydex score, your Experian and IntelliScore, Equifax business credit score, your financials make up 10 to 15%, and your business age or stability is also going to be some of the main driving factors. And of course, the score goes up to 300. So the scoring or the minimum requirement is a bit high for MMT Bank. So what does that mean for you? That means that your personal credit score is really going to have to be on point. And if you have an established business, if you have like the net 30 accounts and things like that, it's going to help you out a lot more than if you don't have them. But don't fear. It's possible to get an approval with them. You just need to know this information first and plan accordingly. So now if we're talking about a plan, if I'm going for MMT Bank, one, since they pull Experian, I would want to go for MMT Bank a little bit earlier on, depending on the situation. It's really hard to say. I never like to give out a blanket statement for something like this, but sometimes earlier on, depending on who you have relationships with and the rest of your funding strategy, because it's Experian, you could go ahead and apply and get that inquiry knocked off, no problem. But I would go ahead and apply for the business checking account that I gave you. I would create some activity in the account, and then I would go for business funding with M&T Bank. But also keeping in mind that I want my personal profile to be absolutely flawless before going in, so I can give myself the highest chances at getting approved, because we know that they have a minimum SBSS business credit score. And I got that directly from a business relationship manager, by the way. So this is verified information. I may even put the email on the screen. So it is very important to understand this. And also, again, you can apply online for any of their products. So what does that mean? You do have to actually go in branch, put on some clothes, go in branch and talk to a banker inside of the branch if you do not have access to a business relationship manager. So it is something to keep in mind. My client that got access to the 26K, he had access to my business relationship manager with M&T Bank. So he didn't have to leave the house at all. And boom, got approved for 26K with the MMT business credit card. So to condense this down and to make this as digestible as possible, these are some of the notes that you need to know about MMT Bank. And if you need help with funding and you want to see how to get access to up to 250K at 0% business funding with your business across multiple banks, and you want an actual strategy, not AI or just someone that doesn't know what the heck they're doing, go ahead and hit the link below and schedule a call with me or my team. And if you like this video, I'm sure you will like this video on the screen.